I think an issue that a lot of us have is that we are goal-orientated, but we're not very routine-orientated. What's going on, guys? Welcome to your weekly dose of disappointment. My name is Jonathan, and for this video, I'm going to start my first ever bullet journal. Yeah, in the middle of the year. I'm starting my first bullet journal in August. I think I dug myself in a hole somehow because at the beginning of last year, I started another journal, but it wasn't like a bullet journal. It was more like a goals, plan of action type of journal. And then after that, I bought myself this planner, but this planner ended in July. So now I needed to start a new setup, and I had been wanting to start a bullet journal. So what I did was I got myself this bullet journal from Amazon. This bullet journal was incredibly cheap. It was less than $10, but it feels like a very complete journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start a bullet journal today. My issue with bullet journals in the past was that I kept thinking that they had to be this aesthetic thing, and I didn't like the idea of being forced to create something that always had to look pretty rather than functional. So let's go ahead and dive straight into this bullet journal. This journal comes with two little marker tabs. It comes with a place for you to write your name. It also comes in with a built-in index, and that is because this journal, as you can tell, is actually numbered besides having all the dots. At the back, it actually has a little pocket, and it also does come with a little strap to bind it closed. So now I'm going to go ahead and start writing my key. So what I'm going to do is go 11 dots in, since that's going to be the center right here, and then maybe like 10 dots down because I don't want it exactly to be in the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and start writing the bullets that I'm going to use inside of this journal. That is my finished key. As you guys can tell, I use a little wobbly circle when it's a task. I fill in the circle when I finish the task. I put an X inside of the circle when the task is canceled. I'll put a little arrow when I move the task, and I make sure I put in parentheses the new date. When a task is important, I'll go ahead and underline the whole thing. And then I just use a normal bullet for whenever it is that I want to write in a note for myself. That's it for the yearly overview. I actually did end up putting January here at the end just because I wanted it to look a little bit more even. If this would have been the full year, then I would have done from January all the way to December, but I would have done both pages and I would have kept this little setup. So now on this next following page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write important dates. And then this next page is going to be my 2020 goals. I know that we are halfway through the year, but I actually already had my 2020 goals written out. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those goals into this journal. This page right here is just going to be a title page for August. I did sketch this page out a little bit just to make sure that everything fit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and write August 2020 at the very top. So I put August 22. That's good. I'm just going to put like that. And then what I'm going to do is, since I messed that up and I don't really feel like fixing it, I'm just going to make this be the circle, and I'm just going to shade it in. There we go. That actually doesn't look bad at all. We like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually make the full month. This page, we're now on page 10, is going to be my habit tracker. So accidentally it wasn't recording when I did the mood tracker, but it's basically the same thing as a habit tracker, except I put a key at the bottom right here, and it's going to ask how I felt in the morning and the afternoon overall, and then on the side right here I have some notes for myself. The first page is just the key where you can see the different types of bullet points I'm going to be using, and then I also put that there's 22 dots horizontally and 36 vertically. The next page after that, it's a year overview. I'm starting in August, so I only did the months from August to January. And then on the next page right after that, I have important dates. So if something comes up, what I will do is I'll go ahead and circle the dot over here of the date, and then I will write down what that date is supposed to be. The next following 2 pages are blank because this is going to end up being my vision board, and this is sort of a scrapbook, and I wanted to go ahead and take more time to do this, but I can go ahead and show you guys the one that I do already have set up. So it's going to look something like this, and this is just something for me to be kept accountable for my goals, just something to like look at that will help me manifest. And I did go ahead and block something out right there from you guys. And then the next following page you guys will see is actually my goals written out. I did have these goals already from the beginning of the year, so I just went ahead and put them in here, and there is just quite a little bit of room, just like 2 more bullet points if I do have some more goals that I want to add. The next following page is just a title page for August. After that is just August at a glance, and I do have a space right here for some notes. Next following page is my habit tracker. I'm tracking my skincare, flossing, exercise, dog, work, and art. And then the next page right here, this is my mood tracker, and I have a little key here at the bottom. So I'm tracking morning, afternoon, and overall, and then I have a section for notes. I think this is important because I found with myself that I could have an amazing morning, but something could go wrong in the afternoon, and then I would think that overall it was a negative day, and I would like to write that down. And then right after that, we end up getting into my weekly setup. So this is how my weeks are going to look. I hope this video gives you some ideas on how you can have a nice, minimal, and functional bullet journal. Like I said, this is the first time I ever keep a bullet journal myself, so I'm going to test this setup this whole month, and if it doesn't work for me, I'll switch into something new. I would advise you guys to do the same thing. Don't just copy the setup that I did today. If it doesn't work for you, tweak it a little bit until you find a match that works perfectly for you. But for now, that's all that I have to say, so I'll catch you guys next time. Bye guys!